Even this cowboy in Texas. Now I look at it, it reminds me of Gary. What's with the rabbit? Hey rabbit, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, buddy. How are you? Small forest. It looks so similar to a Bhutan camp when you climb up the island up to the hill, and the vegetation, the tree. Well, I have to say this reminds me of the Monkey Bridge. I'm on a Monkey Bridge, and this is the Bulau Bhutan refugee camp. It's amazing. Why do I feel this way today? And this looks very much like the beach of Bhutan where I used to swim every day in 1979. Except this is Lone Star Hotel in Texas, next to a lake. I don't even know the name of the town yet. If there is such a name. Wow. Somewhere in Texas, I'm in a lake today, June 27, 2017. And this view reminds me very much of 38 years ago in Indonesia at the refugee camp named Pulau Butan. This is very much like the Monkey Bridge, a view from where my hut was, looking at the refugee camp, looking at the island, the camp. Even the waters, the color of it seemed very familiar, and somewhat the trees, uh, the peacefulness, the color, even the smell, the sound. This is early in the morning. Can't believe that. And by the way, the islands over there, well, not really an island, but the way it looked, it remind me of the small island facing Bhutan camp where I used to swim at the end of the Monkey Bridge, and one day I decided to swim alone across. I made it to the other side of the. I made it to that island, and then on my way back, the water was pulling out back to the ocean, so I ended up far away to the other side of the Pulau Bhutan Islands, and I have to hike back in darkness that night, looking for a camp, and it was a really crazy experience. I did it all alone. Anyway, I can't believe this looks so much like Bhutan camp, except without all the huts and without the people and the sounds and the smoke. This is about the spot where Gary Ferguson he visiting the refugee camp. He facing the camp, and my hut was about right here, and I was about over there at the end of the bridge with the crowd waiting for Gary. And as he approaching about this spot, waving his hand, and all of a sudden he stripped on one of his feet. I mean, and he fell down in the water, and it's great giant water splash and all over, and he was all upset, muddy and everything on him, and a few men came and helped him get back on his feet, and then he walked up to the island with the crowd screaming, yelling like crazy American cowboy. By the way, at that time his hat wasn't. It was lost in the mud and the water, and he came about that spot right there in the middle where the coconut trees. And he looked up, he saw a few men up on top of the coconut tree cutting the coconuts. He came over and he looked around and at the coconuts on the ground, and he got so mad, and he screaming, yelling. I didn't know what he was talking about, but people were saying that he was upset that we are. This is the view from where I was standing with the crowd looking at Gary coming from a boat at the end of the pier. It's actually a monkey bridge, we call it in Vietnam. Very dangerous, very hard to walk on. And scary approach around where that sign is, and my hut was on the left side of that. And I was watching Gary, he greeting the crowd, everyone cheering as soon as they spot him, and he was wearing his cowboy hat and waving his hand, very excited. And then as he walked around that spot, waving, suddenly he stripped one of his feet and he fell down into the water. And I felt really bad that day for him. I never have a chance to meet him. I didn't feel like approaching him because he was very angry of incident. So I have 3 lines of English that I practice. I never really get to say it to him. But today, 38 years later, I'm in America. I'm in Texas, in the middle of Texas, north of Dallas, in a lake with a view very similar to Bhutan refugee camp. I don't know how it happened, but it just seemed this way. Yeah. In a few hours, I will meet that very special man, an American cowboy, or some of us used to call him crazy American cowboy. I will have a chance to introduce myself, to tell him who I am, who I was, and why I have been looking for him all these years. So I finally get to see him today. It's like a dream. and I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but I can't wait. It's it's a beautiful dream.